Hi, it's Tony at Casa Esmeralda coming to you from the Ionian Sea area of the Mediterranean. It rained today, so I wanted to document this. I think the last day it rained here was around May 23rd or 24th. It was actually 25th. It was like a couple in that week, but there were very, very little parts of rain. It is now July 10th. So 6 weeks of no rain. There was like one time that it rained for like 10 minutes in that 6 weeks. And it was all steady, like 33, 35 plus degrees Celsius temperatures. So let's go take a look around. There are some, I sent another video the other day, did some filming, and we'll do some other today because the Zucalunga is growing like crazy, like tentacle crazy. So let's just take a quick look around at the garden after the rain. And man, did it come. It was like gray skies and it was all like black almost, and winds like 50, 60, maybe 70 km/h winds, because my greenhouse, I was scared to heebies. My greenhouse and everything was flapping. So just an awesome rain shower for like a half an hour or so. This lasted about an hour and a half hour. It just came down in buckets. Here it was absolutely just rain. So I have time, because when you have a garden, you need to water the garden, you need to rotate all your watering and everything, and this takes up like, may take me like in a drought period, which I had, and I was getting so tired in a drought period that I went through. So this is the first drought in my life that I went through, of 6 weeks of no rain. It's just trying to keep my garden alive, right? And walking around with the Karcher wand and things like that, and just trying to keep everything alive. So this is a possibility of ants. I don't think it died because of the drought, but a lot of the stuff still stayed alive. The cucumber tree is getting also attacked by ants. I looked today, so everything was sort of on the verge of being attacked by ants, because the ants were looking for some water. There was basically no water whatsoever, and my garden had water. But it's still growing me cucumbers, right? There's some nice fat cucumbers in here. There's like one right there, as I showed the other day. So I think this guy kind of stopped growing now, because he's started producing. He produced me about a half dozen cucumbers, which is nice. I have to cover up the tractor. So the wind generator is still going. So it is, imagine like 6 weeks of not having your batteries charged properly and things like that, because I do need that extra 500 watts of power. So, which is really nice now that my batteries are charged. I have solar. I mean, I had like excellent solar power for 6 weeks steady, all day long. All day long I had solar power, over 1100 watts of solar power all day long for 6 weeks steady. It was pretty incredible, but I need that wind generator because it's hooked up to my battery as a backup. And this thing here did its job. I should have actually opened up the roofing, the aluminum galvanized roofing. I should have opened this up and let the water in. So still dry. The Zucalunga is really, you see, like taking off like last year. This is incredible. It grows like octopus tentacles, and it just keeps growing. It's growing like a couple centimeters a day. It's absolutely, I gotta show you this inside. So no watering tonight. Take the night off, make something nice to eat, maybe a nice salad or something. I actually got to close the door now because in the greenhouse, let's keep everything nice and warm in here. And it is nice and warm in here. So this guy is growing like crazy growing. It's growing me tentacles like every single day. It grows me new tentacles, and I'm just putting it up out of the roof, so it's going to cover the greenhouse. And the pomodoris are growing, as I showed. They've grown also a couple centimeters in the last couple of days. There's some peppers which were not growing that I put in the ground, and I transplanted them here. So it's just this one I wanted to show. You've seen that, and now I see I have some green peppers growing here. Some of the green peppers, little green peppers are nice, like the paprika ones. That's crazy. That is just wild to take a look at what this thinking of. So plant in hay, because I planted in soil down here. See, because like my lettuces and my greens that I sort of like, you know, like my salad greens and all that, there's zucchilungo in here, but it's not. I planted this at the same time as this. So the hay from the chicken coop and from my animals and from the goats and everything, it's doing its job now. It's because it got so hot in here, it composted and it's giving off the nitrogen. So this is possibly of the nitrogen power that you want to grow. And this is just organic. This is no fertilizers or anything. This is just all natural from my animals and their hay and the nitrogen that's from the composting of the hay. I'm still waiting on some hot peppers here. I don't know what happened. Anyways, try fair. But this bed also dried out too. The sprinkler system, because I was putting a lot of water to my cucumber tree. But I got nice habanero peppers now. Here, so these are the nice habanero, like the really hot pepper ones. I'm waiting on the long ones. I don't see a long one, and I really liked those ones last year. All my herbs. I wasn't feeling too well last week either, as I said, and I was going in here every day and I was eating this raw. I was making like a raw pesto with garlic, and there was a few of these habaneros here too. So it's cool out. Like, this is the first time I felt a nice cool fresh breeze in 6 weeks. Just every day hot and muggy, sweaty, sleeping in the hammock over there, right? I've been sleeping in the hammock, and the mosquitoes and flies and everything, just braving through it. Summertime, like, it's been about 6 months of the year I actually sleep outside. This year I've kind of been switching in between my house and this, because of the flies and mosquitoes when it just gets so hot. And then because my neighbor, he puts out dead animals and things like that, so I don't want to get bacteria or viruses from flies that are carriers of dead animal junk. Everything needs a little bit of weeding, but that's all okay. It's like it's also keeping the moisture in, because if I pull like all the weeds out here in the dry spell, these weeds were actually, they were helping with the moisture, right? Because I was doing some and I was pulling some weeds out and that, and it was actually, all the water was evaporating, so I was trying different things. And these zucchilungo here even too, like here on the right side, it's growing tentacles taking off. And maybe if I can build like a wigwam house or something like that out of sticks, and then I can use it in the winter time. I don't know if I get around to it. See, if it's raining, I could build the house. I could use my tractor, I could go down there, I could cut some nice low coast and things like that. I could build the house for a couple hours a day. It would take me a week. but I just spend all my time watering. Bananas are just doing their thing, right? They're just kind of doing their thing here now. We still got some aromas in here and that. I'm just very happy today to see it actually rain. Just so happy. It's such a joy, and the wind is so fresh and cool right now. Zucchini. So this zucchini, actually it said the seeds, if I remember, expired, and I'm growing 4 different types of zucchini here. And same thing, you want to pick the leaves of the yellows. And these pomodoros are just springing up like crazy. There's more tomatoes along the fence line here. I did some weeding here the other day and it's all grown back already. So kind of just let things grow. Some nice pomodoros growing. They're not flowering yet. These ones will be coming in August. So this one's actually growing me zucchini, as I said like the other day. There's like mini zucchinis right here. 1 and 2, and the ants are in there a little bit. There was like one growing and the ants chopped off half of it. So I think some of the ants are gone now because of the rain. If you got ants in your garden, just let them do their thing, because there's something wrong with us. That's my view, is there's something wrong with the garden and they will fix it. Because I don't have an ant problem this year in my greenhouse, which is nice. Last year I had an ant problem because I did all this new planting and growing, which I haven't before. And it seems like they did something. So this guy's this butternut's taking off the fence. I haven't because of the drought. This butternut, it does need rain a couple times a week, at least 3 or 4 times a week. It does need rain, and I just managed to keep it alive. So if I get another 2 rains a week, I'm able to keep it alive till September, and then I'll possibly get some nice squash, or August. Hoping to get some squash here. The figs, they're mostly all gone. There wasn't a lot this year actually. There was maybe only like 100 figs I was eating for, like, it was a very short fig season. It was like 2 weeks long, and then it was all gone. And it looks like here again it's growing me new figs. So this will grow me like three loads of figs all summer. And because there's no rain this year, it's trying to grow me more figs. And then the next ones will be ready in August, and then possibly there will be a few in September. It'll be so cool if I get butternut squash, because I love butternut with couscous and quinoa, or quinoa as the Australians say. There's still some peppers in here. There's some peppers. I'm gonna harvest this today. Harvest these cornettos. I'm gonna have this with my zucca lungo and fio cucumber salad. There's a nice pepper growing in here. So some really nice peppers actually growing. Some pomodoros. These are the chili and chili kind, and they are just ripening. Maybe I will find one today. They are just ripening. See, here's another zucca lungo coming. So I'm gonna harvest one today. There's the thing with the zucca lungo, is that if you got one that's growing and it's already big enough, harvest it, because then it'll grow the next one faster. So there. It's trying to grab onto something here. There we go. Right there. So that will grow about 30 centimeters in a week, easy. And if there's enough rain in a 2-week period, if there's like 3 or 4 rainfalls in a 2-week period, that can grow up to 80 centimeters long in 2 weeks. Incredible. So lots of food. Melanzani. Here's a melanzan right here. Oh, he's fallen over. He's saying, just trying to hang on right here. So I'm gonna fix him. I gotta put a stick in there and then help him out. More carosello. And the bees have been in here too. This is a little bit too early yet. This has got a bloom, so hopefully soon. The watermelon's sort of kind of growing from the other day. So we've got some watermelons. I'm growing 2 different kinds of watermelons in here. Doing a lot of weeds. This is the problem because I've been watering, getting up at like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to get the most optimal, because with melons you do need the water, and the water has got to get really down into the soil and it's got to stay there all day. So I've been getting up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning to do watering melons. Crazy stuff when there's a drought and you need water, because if I watered everything during the daytime with just one sprinkler, it wouldn't be possible. Here's some more melons here. It's either a watermelon or it's a canary melon. Some more melons down there. Some more melon here, as I showed the other day. And this is more watermelon here. Not blooming yet. Let's take a broad range view of the garden. Kind of do a pan here. And the goats are calling. They want to go for their walk. I'm gonna harvest. I wanted to make a pizza tonight, but I still have to make some yeast. I'm out of yeast. So I think I'll have a salad and some pasta instead. Gonna have a pizza tomorrow. You can make your own yeast in 24 hours just by flour, water, and sugar. This guy has grown another 2 feet in like a couple days, and about a week, half a week, it's growing another 2 feet. It's just, it keeps growing and growing, and now it's growing off the hill here. It's growing onto the back property. So it's trying to give me squash, and the temperature hasn't been right. But I think the squash, it will just hang in there, and it will just keep growing. And when the temperature is right, and you get the rain and everything, then it will finally start fruiting. It's trying trying. There's like one there. There's another one there. So it's trying to grow me a squash. Just a little bit of a pan going all the way down there. So this is the largest garden I've ever done myself. I've grown gardens with other people, lots of people actually. And the undertaking of doing this yourself is a lot of work, a lot of hours, day and night. The Hokkaido is also taking off here pretty good. I got some of my black gold from the garage in there. It's kind of helping it out. So it's really because I was a little bit nervous that I'm gonna lose all my Hokkaido pumpkins. And then I replanted some melon from over there that wasn't growing, and it replanted itself. And here was another melon, then here too. I think it was like a watermelon, and it replanted itself. And this Hokkaido, it's just doing its job right now in the natural garden on this hugel mound, which is filled with mulch of trees and leaves, wood, hay, everything. And I got a cucumber melon, as I said the other day. So of the oval kind. So it's going to be big fat oval. Field cucumber and oval size. And they call it cucumber melone here. Okay, so that's my garden. Ziggy, Pippi up there. They're saying, let's go for a walk. So, okay. The valley. I've been just looking at a brown, dry, arid valley for a whole entire month, and most of the farmers last year were all everything was green down there. People were planting all sorts of stuff, planting and growing all sorts. This year, nothing. And I had some of these violet figs. They're really early this year because of the heat. So if the figs do get to a certain size, to $1 size or more, they do ripen and early, and the ants got to that. So a lot of the ants got to the fruit. The pear tree over here, I just ate some of these pears. They're really good. They're right for canning, and I got to get onto canning in the next couple of days. As you can see there's some pears. The tree is filled, like there's like, I would say anywhere from 60 to 100 pears. Will give me a few bottles of pears or pear jam over winter, which I need. Comfort food. So from this to that, to that, to that, to this, all the way growing my own garden. Have a nice sunset behind me. Okay, so this is Tony at Casa Esmeralda. I hope I've inspired you to go outside, to plant and grow your own food, to live off the land, to do things on your own, and just live sort of a life out in the country. Really stoked about the rain today. Thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. Hit that like button down below. And thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. So take care, and I will see you in the next one.